throwing that right hook and moving off with it. Reaching in with that right hand to the body there, Waseem. Referee having a word about pushing off with the forearm. Leading off with the uppercut there, Edwards. I think the guard was in place there for Waseem. Final stages of round 2.
Head's coming close to the side.
Well, Grant Smith is wanting the referee to get involved there. I've never heard him quite so vociferous from the corner.
Man to get the ice pack on his head. Okay, you've got to be a little bit sharper, but you're getting closer now already because he's getting drawn in.
Give him pressure, he never comes.
He can't come, so what you've got to do now is more feints now and start targeting that chest again.
Okay.
Forget about the head, because he's slick, the kid he is. But look, he's uncomfortable going to his right. He's uncomfortable, he goes left, he's strong on the left. But you're going to have to make it with the feet. Step over, get him, go to the right, and drop that left hand in. But the single punches are no good now. It's got to be 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 phase. Yeah. Come on, you're boxing well. You're boxing
Danny
well.
Vaughan.
He's lively for the first few rounds.
With the instructions there for Waseem.
While he's looking for the rest, you've got to put the pressure.
They're pretty encouraged in that Waseem corner. They've got to keep it upbeat, of course, but they feel that he's getting a little bit closer.
Absolutely, they have to keep it upbeat because you have to keep Waseem motivated and make him feel that he's in the fight, even though it was no secret the first few rounds are always going to be going towards Sonny Edwards for the way he fights. They have to tire Sonny Edwards out. They have to make him work harder than he normally does to have more success. But at the moment, Sonny Edwards is completely in charge.
He did say, Danny Vaughan, to Waseem there as well, don't worry too much about headshots. He's going to be difficult to hit to the head, but hit that body, just find something, hit something.
Yeah, throw them to the chest. The head will always move, throw them towards the chest. But he has to get his feet in range, Waseem. If you look at where his feet are, he's too far out before he goes to lunge in. When he makes his attack, he's too far out. He needs to edge forward a little bit close. A bit too often for my liking.
It would appear that a head clash could well be in our near future. Edwards unhappy about it, Grant Smith unhappy about it as well. But if you're Waseem and you're in the Waseem team and he makes things a little bit rough for him there, just did come in a bit low with the head there. We were right on top of that and just bored in with the head. There's a little bit of damage to the left eye there of Waseem, so he's come off the worst there. And although you shouldn't really ever advocate skullduggery, it's not the worst plan in the world for Waseem to get on top of Edwards, make things uncomfortable and get some impact on him by fair means or foul.
You called it. As soon as you said that it happened, Andy, you called it. But the old saying, put your head on his chest, that's all he's trying to do. He's trying to get his head on the chest to punch away, but unfortunately the both heads are going to clash, and that's what happens to cuts.
Blood from that cut seems to be running clear of the corner of the eye. It's difficult to see how bad it is. Right hand there off the back foot from Edwards. Just a reminder that as this is a 12-round fight, if the fight is to get stopped due to that cut because it was from an accidental clash of heads, then if that happens within the first 4 rounds, then we'll have a technical decision draw. Beyond the completion of 4 rounds, we would go to the scorecards.
Been a very scrappy round so far.
Waseem having a little bit of success here on the ropes, digging into the body, the crowd enjoying that. An uppercut comes through the centre as well, and this is good from Waseem, who's just planted his feet wide there. He's keeping Edwards in, who defensively manages to slip a few, but plenty's got through there.
Yeah, he's choosing to stay there, Edwards. He can get off them ropes if he wants. He's choosing to stand there. Best spell of the fight so far for Waseem.
Grant Smith absolutely furious in the corner there, in the Edwards corner. He feels that Waseem is again up to some tricks on the inside there. Good finish to the round though. Entertaining stuff. Good long right hand there from Edwards. That was a decent shot, really was, but encouragement there for the challenger. Marcus Rashford down at ringside in those comfortable posh seats, I think I'll describe them as, over on the far side of the ring where the VRPs are seated. There's always a fascination with boxing amongst footballers, I find. There's so much respect for fighters from all kinds of fellow athletes. But that was an interesting round, that, wasn't it? Particularly the last minute of it.
Yeah, it was. I felt Waseem definitely got the better of the last minute of the fight. You can see here where the head clash happens. You know, you can see, obviously, as you said, you nailed it. You called it right at the exact time. Waseem was guilty of leading with the head, trying to plant his head on Edwards' chest, but he come worse off. He come off the waist. He got a cut.
Well, he was rubbing the head in, wasn't he? He was deliberately kind of boring in with the head. So into the fourth. There's that movement from Edwards. He disappears behind you, spins around that front foot, and it's difficult to work out where he's gone. That long right hand has worked well for him. Straight right hand. Waseem with a left to the body, stepped across, realised Edwards was moving off to his right, stepped across and threw that left hook into the body, then gets on top of him again there, onto the ropes, wraps him up, and will just look to lean in and make it uncomfortable again. A little bit of damage to the face of Edwards around the eyes, just a couple of abrasions, which doesn't come as a great surprise. Waseem closes in, gets a little bit too tight, a bit too close that time. Again there, he's just dipping that head, even though he's the taller fighter, he's coming in low, bringing that head up a little bit and just rubbing in with it. And again there on the inside, gets his head underneath the chin there. Nothing wrong with that though.
Maybe a cut on the other eye, if we've seen now on the left. Yep, there's two cuts now. One on the left and the right eye.
Lovely jab, lovely quick jab there from Edwards. Quick hands, but again they just almost come together on the inside there, and Edwards is getting increasingly frustrated. You're right, damage to both of those eyes. I think in both cases the blood is running clear. This is getting very, very dirty, very messy, but this will suit Waseem. And Edwards, up until this point, to a greater extent than we thought he would, has chosen to fight a fight that, although we've got him ahead, does suit Waseem.
Yeah, it does.
More than we expected.
Yeah, it does. It's exactly what it wants. Rough Edwards up. Make Edwards work harder than he needs to work. Try and drain the resources of Edwards to come on strong later in the fight.
Well, referee Benny de Cruz has had a word with the pair of them a few times now. I wonder how much longer this will go before he feels like he needs to take some kind of action. Good boxing there from Edwards, again just moving off to the right, throwing in a couple of punches, finding that straight left hand as a southpaw. Waseem just waves in there. His feet were all over the place, but he kept coming and managed to hem Edwards in on the ropes.
You don't have to work with him there, right?
Okay, listen to me. Yeah. Let's start stepping over him now, yeah? So you've got to get the jab and then step to your side. Yeah, that's it, but don't worry about it. Paul's here. He's the best at it. Well, listen to me. You've got to start jabbing feet and more now, dropping the knees, right hand, and then start finishing with the left hook. Okay. But when you're inside, you've got to let them go. He doesn't like the ball. When you come in close, he's not liking it. He's all right for the worst. This isn't what you're expecting. You know he's going to move for a bit, but he has his moments when he switches off. Yeah. Well, listen to me. It's got to be the clear punch all the time.
To the cuts.
Yeah. Once you left him, double jab backhand, aim for the chest. Okay. I do. Yeah. Come on.
The tails are up in that Waseem corner, you know, Paul. Listening into them, I think they feel that Edwards is fighting the kind of fight that they would much prefer him to fight. It's what we were talking about at the end of the round. So Those cuts don't look great, to be perfectly honest with you, but we've completed 4 rounds now, so should the fight get halted due to either of them, then we'll go to the cars, because they were both, I'm sure, as a result of head clashes or rubbing between the heads. Edwards won those first 2 rounds, definitely. The third and the fourth.
I gave the third to Waseem. I thought Edwards just landed the cleaner shot in a very, very scrappy round last round, which was close and difficult to score, but the smarter boxer, obviously. Edwards on the back foot. He's landing good shots on counters, but he's allowing Waseem to close the distance too much, to smother him, to make it Waseem's type of fight.
Waseem just moving forward there, shut down that space really as he looked to try and throw the right. The left just about got through to the body. Nice shot right hand there from Edwards. That's quality, isn't it? Steps away to his right hand side and delivers that punch. Edwards really choosing to go toe-to-toe at times and have it with Waseem. He could definitely be making this easier for himself with the skill set he's got.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there, but he's choosing to fight.
Well, the referee just pulling at the glove there. I can't stand that. Either get in and break them or leave them alone. And Edwards just comes in a little bit low with the head there himself as he walks forward. Left from Waseem disappeared over his head, as did the right. Heading up towards the final minute of round 5. Waseem just pushes him back to the ropes, looks to try and land that left. And the referee again just pulls at the glove there of Edwards. He had that left maybe a little bit around the back of the head of Waseem. Waseem looking to try and land to the body. Nice slipping and sliding from Edwards, who gets through with the right. The uppercut though lands there from Waseem.
Edwards is countering really well. Very smart stuff from Edwards. Waseem just throwing shots non-stop. Not really any regard of what he's throwing or where he's trying to hit. But Edwards is being very smart on the ropes, with his back on the ropes. Again, he can get out, but he just chooses to go back there.
I think it's one of those nights, Edwards, where he just wants to show us that he can do it any which way.
He's trying to beat the fighter out of his own game, in my opinion. I think that's what he's trying to do, isn't he? You know, he wants to come out the rough stuff rather than trying to box and be flashy and classy. Heads really come close then.
Waseem chasing Edwards again there, buckets him back into the ropes, but difficult for him to land clean. Did land the left to the body, but then Edwards off the ropes, lands the right hand. Well, that's the scene at the tennis stadium. We've had 2 great nights here.
This is now where we turn the switch and turn the fight away. This is what we're beating.
Mr. Stuff with Edwards with his back to the ropes. You see Waseem trying to target the body, just letting his shots go, but then Edwards comes back with a smart counter, blocking, returning the odd counter even there. Good body shot there from Waseem.
When you punch first, turning.
That's the key in this kind of fight for anyone boxing someone like Waseem. Keep him moving, keep him turning. Grant Smith and Sonny Edwards have been together for a long, long time. The trainer knows him inside out. Shake of the head there from Waseem. Edwards early in the round, landing a right hand, a little bit of a slap.
Yeah, little cuffing right hooks.
Again, just creates that angle by stepping off to the right hand side.
Doesn't want to overreach Sonny Edwards. He was landing well when Waseem was coming towards him there, but when he's chasing and looking for it, he just fell short then. Sonny Edwards, he could leave himself open to the counters from Waseem.
Good jab. Nice Nice southpaw jab there from Edwards. Waseem almost getting him in a kind of headlock there.
It makes it difficult, doesn't it, Andy, when he just switches from southpaw to orthodox. He'll miss with a right hand from the orthodox position and turn it into a jab from a southpaw stance.
And Edwards there just allowing himself to be walked back or walking Waseem back, and there's a point taken there for holding, for wrapping Edwards up from Waseem by referee Benny de Cruz. He's spoken to both fighters on a number of occasions. He's decided that in that instance he'd had enough and decided to give the point deduction, which won't help Waseem's cause at all. Left hand to the body there from Waseem. Jab caught on the gloves there by Edwards. He tucks up nicely as he's moved back towards that red corner. Again, good guard in place there from Edwards on the ropes, trying to find a touch of room. Let's go with the left hand, and again the heads are perilously close.
Edwards needs to shorten the shots up inside. He's just throwing him a bit too wide at the moment, and he's coming round the back of Waseem's head. Good body shot from Waseem.
Narrowly missed with the right hand there, Waseem, as well, and Edwards finds that defence is just a little bit leakier in the last 15-20 seconds or so. Waseem leaning on. These two just keeping it on the inside. Edwards could get off the ropes there if he wanted to, but as you mentioned earlier on, he's happy enough to stay there and fight like this.
I'm not sure what. Oh, good shot.
Good right hand from Edwards. Steps off and just throws it overhand, then turns and throws that right hand.
You've just got to make him fight, you've got to make it messy. There's no more moving now, you've got to put it on him, you've got to close the gap. Yeah? You'll be head on the points, but we know it's this second half of the fight where we come into it. So breathe, come on. What round is that?
Fight. This is boxing, not the Great British Bake Off. With Danny Vaughan just turning Waseem in the corner there, and he's just got to keep moving forward, he's got to keep pressing, trying to put the pressure on, make this tough for him, make this dirty at times. That's the order of the day here.
He has to. Got to pick his shots better when he has Sonny Edwards on the ropes, though. Not just throwing non-stop. You need to pick them and place them, target the body of Edwards.
I do find it interesting the way that Edwards has chosen to go about this. It is personal, this fight. He said it was in the build-up, but when it came to fight night itself, I didn't think that he would go about it in quite this fashion, but he has chosen to. He's doing it successfully. It's made for a slightly different spectacle to the one that we thought we would see. We're into the second half of the fight. Sonny Edwards, the defending champion in the green and gold. Mohamed Waseem, the IBF number 3, the challenger. This a voluntary defence given to Waseem by Edwards. He's in the camouflage.
This is where he needs to pick his shots better, Waseem, when he has Sonny Edwards on the ropes. Every time he throws a shot, he's being countered by Edwards.
And another point deduction there for use of the head, for coming in low with the head. Danny Vaughan is furious away to our right-hand side, but the referee has given one for holding, he's given one for that head work. Left hand there from Waseem. That was a good shot, because when he forces Edwards back to the ropes like he is here, he's working hard, but he's finding it difficult to really get much through. As a visual, it kind of looks good for Waseem, if you like, because he's pushing his man back, but it's Edwards who's picking the better punches.
The head went in there as well. Has to be careful, Waseem. The next one is gone.
Just looking over Edwards' shoulder straight at us in that clinch, just with a grin and a shake of the head. Some blood coming from the end of the nose there of Edwards. That's just started to appear in the last few seconds.
Good body shot again from Waseem.
Just trying to put the forearm in on Edwards a little bit there. Chucks him back into the corner, tries to find a bit of space. That was the left-hander landed from Waseem. In a sense, really, the point deductions don't really matter because he's that far behind on the scorecards now that he needs to stop it. So he just needs to avoid getting disqualified, obviously. That's not exactly going to help, but the mission here is not really affected by the PDs.
All right.
That's it, cards on.
What?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, got it. Right.
Just heard Edwards say, is this the 7th round done?
Round the side,
Boxing now.
He's going to go with the pressure, okay? And the body shot is the key. Let's go.
I agree, Waseem needs more body shots in this fight. Such a difficult target to land on the head of Sonny Edwards.
And that's the problem. The theory behind this, of fighting Edwards for Waseem, is quite clear, it's quite straightforward. If you had to come up with the game plan, then it's not a difficult one to outline. Putting it into practice is an entirely different thing. He's sticking to it, Waseem. He really is. But with Edwards at time, it is a little bit like trying to hit smoke. Right hand there from Edwards.
When you hear some of the old school pro trainers shouting jab the chest, that's the reason why the chest won't move as much as the head will. The head will always be moving from a decent boxer, especially a slick one like Sonny Edwards. A good shot there from Edwards. That was a really nice counter layback right hand. Good body shot there from Waseem.
That was solid from Waseem. That's when he's had his most success, when he knows that Edwards is moving off to the right-hand side. He spreads that left foot wide and just bangs in that left hand, knowing that he's definitely going to hit something.
Really targeting the body, Waseem. Gets a couple through to the head.
He did, landed with the jab and then with the right hand and just getting on top of Edwards on the ropes a little bit. This is encouraging for Waseem.
It's a good round for Waseem, it's good work. Good shot from Edwards.
Long right hand again and then a shorter snatchy right hand on the inside. Danny Bourne just trying to tell Waseem that Edwards' battery is running down. Edwards steps off to the right hand side, and he did say at the start of the round as he lands the right hand there that he was going to box more from now on. That hasn't really turned out to be the case. Waseem has stayed on top of him. Good right hand there from Edwards. Waseem eats it up, lands the left to the body. Edwards back with the uppercut.
It's been the best round for Waseem so far in the fight, in my opinion. He's landed some really good shots. Edwards has missed with plenty.
Referee getting between the two of them right at the very end of the round, and Waseem sent back to the corner.
That's a great round. Fantastic round. Just keep that there. Okay, look to your right a little bit. You feel okay?
The stuff here again, Edwards, he doesn't need to be there where he is, and he's choosing to be there most of the time. He can easily spin round. He's clever enough, smart enough, good enough footwork. He can spin around and get back to the centre of the ring and have Waseem chasing him, but he's electing to stay on the ropes, and he came off worse that round, in my opinion, by staying on the ropes. Needs to get back when he knows best. You can see Grant Smith in the corner, whispering down his ear, shouting down his ear. I'm sure he'll be asking for him to get back to his boxing and get back to the basics.
So we're through 8 rounds here. We've had those 2-point deductions. And just thinking about this in terms of scoring, I think the best I could do for Waseem at this stage would be 3 rounds. I'm not entirely convinced he has won 3 rounds, but that would be the best I could do for him.
Yeah.
2-point deficit, that would be, plus the point deductions, that would mean Sonny Edwards would have a lead of 4 rounds. There's nothing official about that. That's just the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's just opinion. I agree. Been some good work from Waseem, but just not enough quality of work.
Edwards with that movement, he's managing to keep a little bit of distance between himself and Waseem in this 9th round so far, using the outside of the ring, but not going to the ropes.
Caught again to the body. Edwards comes back with nice right hand and a stiff jab to knock the head back of Waseem.
And it looks like he is trying to box now. And Waseem again does come in a little bit low with the head there and lifts it up underneath the chin of Edwards. That's the rough and tumble of the pro ring, though. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that.
I don't myself. If you're putting your head on the chest of your opponent and your opponent lifts his head up, then he's making a meal of it himself, and it's making it look like you've been aggressive with the head. Good work from Edwards.
They've done a good job with those cuts in the Waseem corner, because they don't look good. When we get a good close look at him, when he comes over our side of the ring, they don't look good at all.
Waseem needs to start throwing when he gets in close. Lovely shot from Sonny Edwards.
He's picking Waseem off in this round. As I said, he's not retreated to the ropes. He's not decided to trade on the inside. He's kept that little bit of separation between the two of them and used that kind of inner clock face a little bit more. Steps off to his right and lets the combination go. Waseem up close there, just grabs hold and tries to work the uppercut. Good right hand there from Edwards.
Classier stuff coming from Edwards. This is where Waseem needs him to be.
Got through with the left uppercut, Waseem. Other than that, though, he's finding it difficult to land on Edwards here, who throws in a right hand over the top. There's that 1-2 and then steps off.
Looks a bit tired now, Waseem. Understandable, he's put a lot into the early rounds.
Right hand maybe landing just slightly after the bell there. Edwards wasn't too impressed with it, but he said after 7 rounds that he was going to start boxing. He didn't really do it, but he did in that 9th round.
Nice little lay back and straight left hand down the pipe. Knocks the head back of Waseem. Good stuff from Edwards. Quality over quantity. Waseem elected for the quantity and trying to just throw anything he can, and that old phrase of throwing a handful of rice at something and not being able to hit it.
He struggles to shut the gap and it'll be all your stuff. Alright?
This is 10 rounds. Championship.
Done a good job with the cuts, Paul Weir.
Really has. Really has. Former 2-weight world champion, just making his way out of the ring there. Away to our right. Waseem will keep working. He will keep pressing. But Edwards, again, just throws that jab and then just moves off to the side, just pivoting around that front foot. Works in that tight circle around his opponent. He's in front of you 1 second, he's off to the side of you, behind you. Before you know it, flicks up that southpaw jab for the waist. That's been his most successful shot, Waseem.
He's got to not follow him though, Waseem. He's got to step to his left.
Danny Vaughan trying to keep Waseem going, telling him that Sonny Edwards is looking at the clock, that he's gassing. He's been saying that for a few rounds now. These are the kinds of things you have to do to try and keep your man believing that if you keep going until the bitter end, that it can still happen. Great shot there from Edwards, really was. That kind of pullback right hand has worked perfectly for him at times. He just tucks that back leg in behind him, bounces off it, and then moves off once he's thrown it. And again there, the left hook on the move, and this is impressive stuff now.
Quality stuff from Edwards there. And they're the type of shots, you know, a few more of them, and it beats the work rate and it beats the aggression of Waseem. The quality will show, and they're what steal the rounds.
Edwards just making Waseem look clumsy there. And if he closes out the fight in this kind of style, with this kind of approach, Edwards, it would really have been a case of him deciding that in the first half, okay, let's do it your way. In the second half, we'll do it my way. Either which way, I'm going to get the better of you.
Yeah. Waseem, if he wants any more success, he's got to let more than one shot go. When he gets closer to throwing singles and he's being countered or he's missing like that, has to throw 2 and 3. Needs to get his feet into range, needs to throw more than one shot.
Forward Waseem, but there's that dabbing right hand, and then Edwards just covering up to the body as he skirts off to his right.
Looks tired, Waseem, doesn't he? Body language, big singles, just swinging one single shot.
Forget about the edge, boys. Forget about the edge round the side. He's uncomfortable and left him off.
Left hand there from Edwards, just pulled his weight onto the back, so it sunk into the rope slightly, and then threw it over the top. Waseem just pushing off with the heel of the glove there. The referee let that one go. Looking to try and finish the round strong. That left to the body. Bell goes. 2 left here. To the end of the 10th round. We will have had more open scoring at the end of the 8th.
Yes,
I think you see the slips going round. At this point, it's academic, really.
See now, when he comes inside, lock him up, walk him back and twist.
That's what I'm saying about Waseem when he's coming in with just single punches. It's so easy for Edwards to slip outside and counter, or slip inside and counter Waseem. This was better stuff towards the end of the round from Waseem when he started to put the punches in bunches. But the single stuff, the single shot is not going to be enough for Sonny Edwards.
Lots of Vaseline on those cuts. The referee just having a look at that and allowing it. Often you'll see referees send them back to the corner and get that wiped off. So 2 to go here into the 11th. Sonny Edwards, the defending IBF flyweight champion in the green and gold, is well in front here.
Championship rounds. Waseem needs, obviously, definitely both of these, in my opinion, but he needs more. Has to put it on Edwards. This is where Edwards is at his most comfortable. Circling on the back foot, nice and patient, waiting for the attacks and the lunges to counter. This is exactly where he wants to be.
And this really is what we expected to see him do for 12 rounds. It didn't turn out like that. It hasn't turned out like that. He chose to do things differently. Waseem had some encouragement in some of those middle rounds, but also suffered a couple of point deductions. And unless he can find something huge in this last 2 rounds, then this is going to be another successful world title defence for Edwards. And we know what he wants next to Martinez, the WBC champion.
A nice shot there from Edwards, a nice left hook from the southpaw stance. And a switch out to the left.
He's kept the faith, Waseem. He's tried to stick to the plan, come forward, track Edwards down. It just hasn't worked. It's not been the lack of trying, the effort was 100% been there. The will has been there, but the skill just hasn't quite.
This is what I expected from Sonny Edwards from the first opening bell, but he wanted to get involved, he wanted to prove a little point, a little bit of spite, a little bit of malice. And it worked for the early rounds.
Just staying out of the way, Edwards, towards the end of round 11.
Nice counter there from Edwards, nice counter left hook.
Waseem was trying to work his hands on the inside. Got through the jab there, Mohamed Waseem. Made to miss with the left hand there. A couple of olays from ringside, so one to go here. 3 more minutes before we bring to a close 2 nights of great action at the tennis stadium here with Probellum.
Yeah, you're just going to have to go for it, you know what I mean? You're going to have to finish. You're going to have to try and finish him, because with the 2 warnings, they're going to give him it.
As soon as it's shut, walk and twist. All right?
And have a go.
Why?
Sonny Edwards has just asked Grant Smith, can I have a go? And Grant Smith just said, why? I think he desperately wants a stoppage.
I think he does. It's been interesting to talk to Grant Smith about this fight afterwards, actually, because he's obviously advocated this game plan, the way that they've gone about things.
Yeah.
And sometimes as a trainer, you have to let your fighter have his head, if you like, because he wants to prove a point. He wanted to prove a point in the first half of the fight, and Grant Smith has obviously agreed to that, on the condition that in the second half, once he's got that out of his system almost, he goes back to what he's best at.
Yeah, gets back on the bike and box. Underrated coach, Grant Smith. I think he's good at what he does. Very calm in the corner.
Waseem again trying to move in behind that jab. Trained so hard for this. Second opportunity at the same title. Came up short against Waseem Abdullani, put him down in the 11th round. But unless he can detonate in this remaining 2 minutes and turn this around in what would be incredibly dramatic fashion, then I'm afraid it's not going to be his night again. Good left hand on the inside there from Waseem.
Nice uppercut. Has to target the body, Waseem. The head's moving, the body will stay. He's swinging, that's better. He's swinging at the head, and it's not there.
Well, I think his old coach, whose name is adorning the shorts there of Edwards, Bobby Black, would have approved of this.
Hit, not get hit.
Good single shot again there from Edwards. Into the final minute. He certainly enjoyed boxing in Dubai. Made his first title defence here before Christmas. Topping the bill and has done exactly the same again here. I'd imagine we'll probably be looking at scores of, in rounds, maybe 10-2, 9-3 with the point deductions. That would be 118, 108, 117, 109, around that kind of ballpark. Waseem, keep it going here right until the very end, just quickening up those feet, trying to chop down with that right hand.
I don't think there's much room to give Waseem any more than 3 rounds, but it's, again, I use this phrase a lot, but it's not been for lack of trying. He's tried, the quality just hasn't been there for him compared to Sonny Edwards.
He has been relentlessly rolling forward, and some judges do like that. It should never be about that. It's about who lands what. And a lot of the time on the ropes, Edwards was tucking up successfully. There's a touch of the gloves there, though, between Edwards and Danny Vaughan. Waseem mounts the corner post, and that is optimistic, I would describe it as. He's put in a hell of a shift there, Mohammed Waseem, right from the very first second up until the last. Edwards does exactly the same thing in his own corner with more justification, you would have to say. It was an interesting fight to see how it unfolded. Edwards choosing to hold his feet, go to the ropes at times in the opening half of it, and that will have encouraged Waseem, who did have some spells of success, but overall, and particularly with the 2-point deductions, it's absolutely impossible to see anything other than a Sonny Edwards win.
Yeah, it is for me. As I say, it's very difficult to give him any more than 2-3 rounds maximum, but he's jumping on the ropes because he's really worked, he's really put everything into that, trying to chase and hit shadows, as you said. And, you know, it is difficult when you're in there with someone like Sonny Edwards, who's so elusive, so evasive. He's slick, he's awkward. It makes it in the ring.
Our supervisor Carlos Ortiz has the championship belt. We have the score totals. Leshat Yankoviak 115-111, Dion Duarte 116-110, Jerome Ladd 115-111, all for the winner. And still the IBF flyweight champion of the world, Showtime.
So Sonny Edwards gets it by unanimous decision, tighter than we had it. 8-4 in rounds with Dion Duarte, 7-5 in rounds with Leszek Jankowiak and Jerome Ladd, and then widened obviously by the 2-point deductions, but he is still the champion of the world. Here he is with Raheem.
Radio Raheem here with Sonny Edwards in a successful title defense. This fight, at the very top of it, the first round, you showed that you could be the matadors, what everyone expected you to do, and then you ended up exchanging punches, laying on the ropes. What was the reason for changing strategies or allowing yourself to get in the mix?
You know, I keep getting told I keep running, so I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and Waseem is a world-class operator and very good in the side. So I thought I had the rounds bagged, but you know, we need to prove it in here, you need to learn on the job, so yeah, I want to say a big respect to Waseem, a big respect to his coach Danny. They came with a good game plan. I just thought I was always that little one step ahead tonight.
Well, we know that there was a grudge match going earlier and some bad feelings, but in the corner, you guys seem to hug it out. Is it settled now? Have you guys put that part of this rivalry aside?
Yeah, I mean, it was never between me and Waz. Me and his coach Danny, we go back. We know each other. He trained my brother to his first world title shot. So I don't know, I think we just let each other bite a little bit, but we hugged it out then. It is nothing but respect. I got a lot of respect for the man, I got a lot of respect for the fighter, and I got a lot of respect for his family. But, you know, when there's tensions flying, there's a lot on the line. This is world title boxing. This meant a lot to Danny, this meant a lot to Waseem, so, of course, you expect it, but, you know.
As every fighter tonight, Waseem put on as much pressure as he could. He fought every minute of every round. It got pretty rough in there inside. Did that give you any trouble tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to mix it up a little bit, even though Grant was just telling me to get on my bike from pretty much the whole round, because that's what I do. But, you know, I know Waseem is a world-level inside fighter. He showed that against Mariti, who was our only mutual opponent. So I wanted to show that I can mix it up and tough it out a little bit and score on my own. But, you know, some of them close rounds, they probably were slapping him over to him. But, you know, I felt I won comfortably. I thought I won well. And, yeah, you know, I want Martinez next. I want the Ring Magazine. I want the WBC. That's what I'm aiming for, and that's what I'm going to get.
And lastly, do you want to call out Martinez directly? You've shown that you can be the matador. You've shown that you can mix it up. We'd love to see you in a unification bout. What do you have to say to Martinez?
Not so much Martinez, because he wants to fight, but Eddie Hearn, you know, you're the best promoter in the world, and please, Eddie, give me that fight.
Radio Raheem with world champion Sonny Edwards. Radio Raheem with Mahmoud Waseem. What a difficult fight you had tonight. Like I said to Sonny, the matador style at the beginning clearly gave you trouble. Was your strategy all night just to keep the pressure on?
First of all, I thank you, my promotion, Probellum, and everyone. Thanks to my trainer, and I say congratulations to Sonny. Today is a better man. So, you know, he was a good fighter, you know, but I know I was very strong. I come very strong. I like to fight like a Mexican style. So I don't like, you know, the referee was not fair. So he was giving me some headbutts to see my height. So that was headbutts by him, but I got warning to me. So that was not real, you know. But today is a better man. You win. I said to him, congratulations.
Well, it did get pretty rough in there. It almost seemed at times you might have been in danger of a disqualification. You felt like the ref wasn't fair. What did you do on the inside do you think that might have given him reason to take 2-point deductions from you?
So that's what I said. What kind of why he give me warning for the during fight? Because I was fighting, I was good, but I never give him headbutt. That was his headbutt. You know, you see my cuts. So he have to give him, you know, like warning, but he gave me, so that was not fair. Even he came in dressing room, he was very rude, and he was like, no, go with us, you know, with the gloves. So I didn't like him in the dressing room. That's no fair, you know.
Well, you showed that you had no quit in you tonight. It was a very difficult 12 rounds, but you fought every minute of every round. We hope to see you in the ring again. Great effort. We'll see you one more time, I'm sure, in the near future. Radio Raheem with Mahmoud Waseem.
Thank you so much. Definitely, I will be back stronger more. Thanks all.
Well, Paul Smith has joined me again. What a fight we just witnessed. It was eventful, to say the least, but Sonny has successfully defended his world title. What do you make of that?
I thought it was a good fight to watch. I thought it was very frustrating if you're a Waseem fan. You know, he's coming forward. As I mentioned in commentary, he's working very hard. It wasn't for lack of trying, but you just can't hit what's not there. And Sonny Edwards is very elusive, and although he agreed to engage a bit too much for my liking, if I was